Hello everybody, welcome to the European Racing League and welcome to round 2 of the F1 season here in season 6. It is a Spanish Grand Prix. Obviously we've got a bit of a jumbled calendar this season thanks to F1 2019 being an early release, so we will be skipping a few along the way. And we just saw Marquez there trying to get through a bunch of cars there and struggling at the wreck his qualifying lap, but goodies for him, he's still got 15 minutes and he's nearly spun. He's warming the tyres up plenty anyway. And yeah, it's only me here today, no Evil Dragon, because he is sick. F in the chat, if anyone's even in the chat. I'll know you're early if you put F in the chat. But yes, only me. I don't know how to turn off for you, but it is only me. Anyway, we are on board with ILRT Louis, because why not? Obviously in the early stages of qualifying you're not going to get many of the competitive laps in, so instead of watching these guys closely anyway, I'm going to quickly give you the championship standings. It's only been one round, so it may feel a little bit pointless at the moment, but our championship leader is out there on track. It is this man, it is ILRT Janel, who won the race last week by a decent amount after the Marquez and Matt incident. If you missed that, I'd certainly recommend watching it after this one anyway, because there's no point leaving a live broadcast. But yeah, it is actually ILRT 1-2 in the championship, with Cliffy in second place. Then further we got Calkers, another Finnish driver, with yet another Finnish driver on top of that, Technique Gaming being fourth. So we got three Finnish drivers in the top four: Janel, Calkers and Technique. Then in fifth we've got Janel's teammate in the Ferrari, that is T1000 Zach, and like I say, him being fifth and Janel first, that means that Ferrari are also topping the constructors. And then sixth in the championship we've got LR Speedster, seventh ILRT Lickle, eighth VSR Marquez, who's got stuck up in DRS, that's why he was sliding about on all that, I think. And then ninth we've got Manny Thomas 1, the German. And then 10th we've got Matt 32575. I think they're all here today. We should have a full lobby for the race anyway. I think we saw Lucky 2 come in at the last moment anyway, because he had issues earlier on. And he should be in the Mercedes. That is Leon, you can see there, going very slowly, trying to get out of the way of people. But yeah, that is the state of play. And Lakitu asking in the chat there if he's going to race in a stock setup. Yes, I think he will. If he can't hop into his car now, then he's not going to be able to choose a setup, which is a shame for him, because I don't think he's done anything wrong. But yeah, in a bit of trouble there. Not his fault, but we'll see if he can have a good race coming back. So yeah, we've got people in the chat, so hello, welcome. And yeah, once again, it's just me here, no Evil Dragon, because he's sick. F in the chat. And yeah, we are just watching the early seasons qualifying. As I said before, you're not going to get all the really competitive times until the end. I mean, look at the tyres they're using; they're all in the mediums or the supers, and I reckon the softs probably would be the best tyre to go on. There will be some on supers, but yeah. And yeah, in the chat there, Marquez or Odems, it doesn't matter what you call him really, he just confirming now his DRS is stuck open. I don't know if that was there at the start. I will check back now and see if his DRS is open, because he was sliding around a lot. We're watching his teammate right now, and no, it wasn't open at the start. I don't know. Either way, he must have opened it up and it has never closed. Luckily though, he hasn't had a horrifying Marcus Ericsson style accident. So yeah, hopefully we'll see him get that fixed though, because it'd be a real shame to have a qualifying session ruined by the game, and that's just not very fair, is it? So yeah, fingers crossed he gets that fixed. Of course, he was the leader for quite some time in Australia. He was having a great race until he had a crash with Matt. We didn't see it on the stream, but we caught the end of it. It was on the exit of turn 5 at Albert Park, and they had blown each other up. They both came home to get points in the end, but I mean the scene down there was horrifying. Janel just about got through all the chaos, I think TTG Ollie was involved as well. He was having to scrape for his back marker because they just lapped him. But yeah. So Marcus and Matt really gonna both want to come back from that. And no disrespect to Jan or anything, but I imagine he may be feeling rather lucky to be in the championship winning position at the moment. And of course, it would be fitting, of course, if a Ferrari driver of all people will go and take the title this year. Early stages, of course, but if Jamal can take that win in Australia, lucky as it may have been, and carry the momentum forward, we could be on for another Ferrari success. Obviously, Michael's not here anymore. He doesn't drive. He's still part of the league, so it's not like he's gone, but he doesn't want to drive anymore because he's too good. And yeah, who knows, maybe we'll see him back in the future. Maybe he'll be awful at 2019 and thinks, I'm not an alien anymore, I'll start racing. But yeah, certainly looking good for Ferrari anyway at the early stages, but definitely a lot of redemption, I reckon, today for people. Let's now, Marquez is on track. Let's see if his DRS is still broken. It is alive. Vamos. But he is on the medians again. Once again, sort of proving my point that these early stages of qualifying aren't going to really affect anything. Matt's DRS is broken. Oh my goodness. And then his doesn't open. So we had 2 DRS issues here in Spain in the first 10 minutes. That's quite remarkable, if I'm being honest here. I really hope this is something that Codemasters removed. Now there is a Ferrari runner. I fear that's Gianni, it is indeed. So he's took the Mission Spin Now sponsorship to heart, and he is taking a little 180, which turned into 270, which then turned into a full 360 because he had to get back around. But yeah, he's okay. There's no damage to the car, and he's lucky. It's only on mediums anyway, so it's not like it's going to kill him or ruin his life or anything, you know, too bad. He will just come back around. Now Louis is out there on a set of the supers. This could be a representative time, possibly, if he fully goes for it. You can see he's using the whole TT line here. We turn 1 and 2. Turn 2 is quite a difficult corner because it's very easy to lose it on the inside curb. If you hit that too much, you will spin or at least lose the car. And you can see what he's doing into turn 4 as well. You have to go right up to the edge of the curb and then turn in as late as possible. It just means you can carry more speed through the corner. A little lock up through turn 5, but mostly the lap is going well so far. He's got a McLaren up ahead of Onyx. Hopefully he doesn't catch up to him in a bad spot. You can't quite go flat for here. You may think you can. He may have just exceeded track limits there as well, Louis. But yeah, turn 9 I think it is the most sort of difficult one for the brave drivers anyway. If you're a little too brave, you will be in Narnia. But yeah, he got through. May have got a penalty though, we'll see anyway. He's catching Onyx now through the final sector, but luckily there's only one more chicane to go. And Onyx will be aware that the Red Bull's right behind him. It shouldn't hold him up too much. And through the final corner now, Louis comes up to the line. He's going to get a nice slipstream onto the McLaren driver. And does the lap count? No, but it would have been a 15.7 in his Red Bull. So he's showing some decent pace. We've got Lickle out there as well. He's about to start a lap on the supers. Kazizel is still up top on his medium lap, I believe it was. So it should really be smashed. I mean, it was smashed by Louis. If it's, you know, if it wasn't invalidated, it would have been, you know, a good second and a half quicker than anyone else. Lickle had a more sort of shaky start to the lap there as Marquez goes second. I don't think he was as fast as Louis, but if he can just keep it within the white line, he'll be okay. And he is struggling a little bit with that, but he hasn't spun or crashed or invalidated yet, so he'll just keep going. Janel recovers from a spin there to go P3 in the standings at the moment. And then TTG Ollie, first lap on the sauce for any driver, he goes fastest on that, but I imagine there's a lot more pace in that Force India. So we will see exactly what he does later on. So into sector 3 now, Lickle, he's got no traffic to contend with. Something that Louis did have. We get 2 cars to deal with. I think Lickle actually being one of them in the cyber there. But into the final chicane. This should blow the field out of the water for now anyway. And he's going to pit. So it won't for now. And he's taking loads of speed through there. And not quite speeding, I don't think. So nice pit lane technique. I'm liking it. Now we've got yellows. That's for Matt, who's in Narnia. Now, I don't know if his DRS is still broken, I guess if he's going to do a lap, we may see him use it or not use it. Or is he out of fuel? It sort of sounds like he's out of fuel. Yeah, he's out of fuel. So, he's going to have to box it. And we're in a bit of a lull. We're seeing people now doing their out laps anyway. We've got Technique Gaming actually on a lap. So we'll watch him on board once again, taking that TT line through turn 1. Looked a little shaky, got a bit of a understeer there in turn 1 wide, and that sort of affects him the whole way through the first sector. You can see him wide again in turn 3. That can be okay, that can work out for you. But you just want to make sure you don't get it wrong. If you go off the track, obviously you'll invalidate a lap. But I think he's recovered that okay. I imagine he will finish this lap. He's still on his high energy usage. Once again, with that actually, you can basically go for energy the whole lap. You can conserve in the last sector if you need to, because you're mostly going quite slowly anyway. It's a rather slow sector, not unfortunately like it used to be, where it was just two sweeping right-handers from here on in. You can still see the old track actually. You can see it branches off right here, but just beyond that there is the sweeping right-hander, which would lead to a final corner which you'd actually have to brake for. But now of course it is just flat out. And to the line, Technique Gaming should go fastest here by quite some way. 4/10, so not massive, but still top. He'll take it. 4 minutes to go in the session. He'll probably just do another lap, maybe just conserve the tires for a bit and go again. Here is Leon in his Mercedes. And more people in the chat. Let's see what they're saying, shall we? Yeah, Lakichi just confirming P20 and a stock setup. But I mean, the good news is we do have a full lobby, so you know, if you want to take the positives out of this, if you win the race, then you'll have come from last, and it'll be just a wonder story. I don't know. And yeah, Robin there saying that Spain is probably one of the best circuits to race with a default setup. I actually wouldn't agree with that. I think a default setup here is gonna have you a bit screwed over in some areas. I just don't know. Well, maybe it'll work okay. I guess once you're into a race and into a rhythm, it'll be okay. But a stock setup's just not a good idea anyway. And Verstappen there in the chat saying overheating will be a problem. Now Cody's did patch overheating a little bit on the pad at least, and well, it helped the pad more. I mean, it affected everyone, but as Jake Tex was fastest over 4/10, it did help everyone out. But particularly people on pad, for example, people like I think Marquez would be being heavily improved. But you know, that's just an example. Now tire hitting will still be an issue here, despite the fact we have got second hardest set possible. Of course, soft, medium, hard being the hardest. And Lakichi's left again. Oh dear. But yeah, tire hitting, despite the fact we're going quite hard, will still be a real issue, despite the patch and everything. Particularly on supers. I don't think anyone's planning on using them, but I don't know, we'll wait and see. Cliffy, as I say that, may use them. Marquez, I thought I saw him in Narnia, and he is in Narnia. Not quite the way he'd want to be preparing his lap. And yeah, he just got kicked again. Lakichi says he had no choice in the matter. He's only got 1 minute and 48 seconds to get back in as well, so he's got to hurry it up. Now, because Sizzle's about to start our lap, we've got Marquez doing one. Jano, championship leader, heading through turn 3. That's a little wide. He should be okay though. Although it is a very slow first sector. He's turned everything down. He'll just prepare, I think, again. Rafa goes P2. Still Jacotex on pole at the moment. Calkers goes second. It is a Haas 1-2 at the moment. Not the result I was expecting, but there you go. Surprises. Jacotex does indeed retire as well. He's in the pits. There's no point staying out. Now Cliffy could spring a surprise here if he does do his lap. He could go pole, and that'd be very nice for him. We saw, I think, last week he was pretty good at going through the field anyway, so I don't think it really matters where he qualifies. Medium pilots on a lap as well. Onyx. There's Zach. I think he's just finished the lap, but he'll probably be doing another one. Ferrari, the constructors leaders at the moment. First and fifth in Australia. There was no other teams really that had two cars in the top 10, I think, apart from Toro Rosso, never 8th and 9th, I think. So Yeah, and that explains how they're top. And yeah, I was trying to find someone at the end of a lap though. I think Marquez is pretty close. Through the final corner he comes, and where's he going to go? P7. So not a great lap then, but I think he is going again. Kazizel goes fastest once again, and then very quickly retires afterwards. Still though, many people yet to finish their laps, and it can definitely still really go to anyone except for those who retired. But I'm most likely go to this man, Cliffy. Let's see. On board with the super softs on. Qualifying's now over. Anyone who crosses the line from here on in is done. Medium Pilot goes fastest in the McLaren. So that is the benchmark, 16.4. We've seen many, we've seen a time quicker than that, what, 15.7 earlier. Calcus retires from 4th. Many people in the top 10 are now finished. And Cliffy's a little wide, he's got a bit crossed up there, and he's going to back off. He's going to be starting very low down in the field. Now, where's Giano? He backed off before, and we're going to see him finish the lap now. There's Marquez just right behind him, so we'll see these two come across the line in quick succession. He'll want to be a bit higher than 16th, I think, Giano. To the line, P4, and where's Marquez going to go? P6. And now we're just waiting for Louis, who's suddenly come across the... Whoa, dear. Did he finish the lap? No, there's a line there. Didn't quite get there. So he will start 19th. The Red Bull driver. It's not a great quality for the two Red Bulls. They tried different strategies there, and, well, neither of them worked. Louis just pushed it a little bit too hard there for the final corner, and he somehow kept his wheels on the car. I'm surprised by that. Matt says that was the worst lap of his life to go P8 there. Only 3/10 off pole. Not a terrible lap. Leon is starting 10th. That is the worst starting point in the grid because you don't get to choose your tyres from there. He's only 3/1000ths off being able to choose his own tyre for the race. Onyx isn't happy with 11th, although he does get the free tyre choice. Maybe that's it. Talking to Matt there. And yeah, Giano says his first 2 sectors were purple, and he was only a 10th off in the end, so he was close. And we got people doing strategy there. Onyx, early scoop, wants to start on the mediums. So we'll see what these guys do. I imagine it'll probably be medium to soft. Yeah, probably seems like a sensible strategy. I mean, a 2-star will probably be soft to super to super, but I don't know how many people are going to do that. Not really viable, I don't think, around this track, unless you're just extremely quick. I'm sure someone will try. There's always one. But yeah, no rain to worry about by the looks of it. It's a nice sunny day in Catalonia. And yeah, 19 car grid. I don't think we didn't get him back. Lakitu did not come back, I don't think, because you can see it's still Valtteri Bottas in the other Mercedes garage, whose car was instantly despawned upon coming into the lobby. So yeah, looks like Lakitu's just going to be a spectator, unfortunately, for this one. And we just wait then for the formation at the start. Everyone is just getting their strategies ready. And let's just have a look at the tyre choices then. So they all head off on their formation lap, and this is the tyres they're going to go and start on. So medium pilot, all the way down to Leon, all this top 10 on the softs. Then we got Louis down the back there in softs as well. Everyone else, 11th down to 18th, are going to be starting on the mediums. Let's quickly go through the field then. Medium pilot on pole position from Lickle, then Kazizel, and our championship leader, Giano, 4th from the grid. Not a terrible spot, but he'll hope to improve. Jake Tix up there in 5th place, and Marquez, long-time race leader last week, had that incident. Had Bottle 4012. Will he have a good one today? Calkers in P7. And then Matt, who said he just had the worst lap of his life, was caught up in last week's incident, was a bit unlucky not to win that race. He'll be looking for a bit of redemption today as well. Rafa in P9. And then Leon, I think, made his first appearance of the season in P10. Onyx is starting in P11. in his McLaren with Kiski in 12th. Is this his first appearance of the season as well? I don't remember him last week. Maybe he was there. I don't remember. Zach 13th on the grid. Alper here 14th. TTG Ollie in 15th with Cliffy in 16th after trying a superstar strategy and abandoning it at the last minute. Lormans in P17. Technic Gaming, who finished way up I think in P4 last week, down in 18th today. And Louis, who crashed at the end of qualifying, will be starting right at the back, but on a quicker compound than the 7 drivers ahead of him. Or the 8 drivers ahead of him, sorry. So we'll be seeing him, I'm sure, making some traction. And there is Medium Pilot getting to the grid nice and early, on his grid slot, on the pole position in the McLaren. The nerves start to build a little bit, as the lights are getting prepared, and we're just waiting for Louis and a few more of the back markers to come up to the line. And then we will be able to start this race. Louis on his grid slot, P19. The revs start to build. The lights are going to be coming on any second now. And here we go. Lights are coming on for the second round of ERL in Season 6. They're away. It's a good start for Medium Pilot. He's going to get away. We've got 3 abreast already in the middle. Lickle absolutely losing the back end. Is going to fall way down in towards turn 1. 4 abreast there. Lickle breaks late. Has to try and avoid the cars behind. There's still 3 abreast back there. And it is Medium Pilot who then gets away. And Kazezel making the place on the start. Looks like Lickle is still a little bit slow. He's going wide. He's got the Haas on the inside. We're still 3 abreast. And looks like Jacotex doesn't quite get through, but Janel looks like he's falling through the field now. He's being swamped on this start. Down into P7. Down the inside of Marquez. Little tap. He actually gets past Calker's Marquez. So he's up to P5. But Janel there, probably one of the biggest losers, has to start making some ground back up again. On the inside on Calker's. That turns to the outside though, but he has got the move done already. And a pretty crazy start, to be honest. I mean, they all managed to keep it clean, which is always good. But plenty of moving about. Let's quickly see the movers on that first lap. And yeah, Janel falls down too. I think Technic Gaming there, biggest gainer. We're still seeing those people side by side. As we've got Kiski and Leon going for it. We can also see Technic Gaming. Best starter. There's a car off there. I think that's Lorman's, or is it TTG Ollie? It's Ollie in the Force India. So he's right down at the back. And Medium Pilot does lead away. Jacotex on the back of Lickle, still suffering after that bad start. He's really not having a good day here. And on the inside goes Jacotex into turn 1. Lickle, though, looks like he's going to go for the exit here. But he has to look out for Marquez as he has a big slide there. The Toro Rosso on the inside. Surely has to get past here. In the long sweeping turn 3, and he does. Into P4. Lickle, though, will try back around the outside again. Look out for Janel as these two go for it. As Lickle is on the grass a little bit, he will be a bit compromised into turn 5. But he should keep the position from Marquez there. Marquez should be ahead of him, I should say. So up to P4 then for the Toro Rosso. Janel couldn't quite take advantage. We've got Matt as well here on the back of Calker's looking pretty quick. And Medium Pilot during all that has got the gap out to 0.8 of a second nearly on Kazizel, which means he will be under some pressure when DRS gets enabled. I imagine a lot of these guys are going to be moving about. There's 2 pretty decent chances to overtake into turn 1 and into turn 10, where they've all just gone past now. And Technic Gaming gets past Kiski. That looked like a pretty brave move there, not to run into the side of the Renault. Especially since he was still on the inside, that could have led to a very nasty accident. And Medium Pilot has actually escaped DRS range there, which is brilliant for him and very important for his race. And here comes Matt on the inside. Look out for Janel as well. He's looking pretty close to Lickle. He does go on the inside. A bit of contact with a Cyber, and that'll put him wide. Not going to get past at the moment. Matt, though, did get past Calkers, and he will be closing in on this very soon. And like I say, lap 3, that does mean DRS, so you'll see them down to turn 10, starting to open the rear wing up. And hopefully we have no issues like we did in qualifying, because that would be a real shame. Because we saw Marquez have his stuck open, and Matt, who we're watching now, have his not open at all. So, Louis, I said he was looking good on the better tyres in the start, and he is ahead into P12 now. We've got some yellow flags, don't know really where that is. It's Ollie who's out of this race then in the early stages. He had a poor start anyway. He was off into the grass and was a little bit screwed from the start of the race anyway. Leon and Cliffy have just fallen down a bit. Looks like there's a lot of battling going on. And we're going to go side by side down turn 11. Not the ideal place to be making any moves, because you are asking to get killed if you do that. Now, Alper on the inside, nearly contact with Leon, who gave him plenty of room to be fair, but that does compromise him a lot. And he's going to have to pit actually. Is there damage on his Mercedes? Don't know if there is actually, but looks rather slow. Maybe there's a puncture or something. But anyway, into the pits. Janel tries again on Lickle. This time has the inside line into turn 3, but that actually puts him wide again. And Leon retires from the session, and we've got Lickle having a go on the inside. Wheel binding a little bit there, and that's Janel onto the grass. He's going to fall down into P8 potentially. Let's see if Kalkers can stick it round the outside. We got Matt a little bit slow ahead. That could help, because Lickle is still not looking great. Little bit of wheel binding for Janel and Kalkers, and a really big fishtail slide for Janel. Luckily there was no spin though, or no horrifying accident. What is looking a little bit squirmy still is the rear end of Lickle's car. He just seems to have maybe too much ballast, or is struggling with traction, or maybe even overheating in the early stages. Whatever it is, he is not having a good day. He's now over 2 seconds behind Marquez. He's onto the back actually of Jacotex with the podium positions, so we will have to look at that at some point. Let's actually catch that now, because it could be a move into turn 1. Puts it into hot lap mode, flies up to the back of the Haas driver into turn 1, has a look on the inside and goes for it, and he is taking it. P3. Kazizel, by the way, right on the back of medium pilot. Is there overheating issues for the McLaren drivers? Kazizel gets caught in the dirty air, goes a little bit wide, because that lead is closing very quickly. Now Lickle, he is still ahead somehow of these guys, and Matt, I guess he saw what happened with Janel. He knows that Lickle will put his elbows out, so let's see exactly what he does. Could it be a turn 10 move? Very possibly. Now Ollie says that Val and Zach are stupid, so he isn't happy with them too. That might be the reason why he was off the track in the first place. And Matt closes up, but there is no overtake there at the moment. And we have got a bit of a train actually starting to build up here. We've got that all the way down to Onyx in P10. So this could become quite fun in the not too distant future, because Lickle is still struggling. Now it's too early to pit. It's a 33 lap long race. We're only on lap 5, ladies and gentlemen. So Lickle is definitely on Antonio Giovinazzi mode, if I'm being brutally honest here. It's the only way to describe this. And we've got Matt on the inside, and I don't think there's any defence this time. There's so much more straight line speed, and the Renault driver is through then into P5. Janel, we're getting sick to the back teeth of looking at that Lickle ahead of him, and he'll be looking at trying to find a way past. And I'll tell you what, they have that rear end of the Alfa Romeo Cyber 8 inches brain for the rest of the race. Even when he's got past him, if he ever does get past him, he's going to get a pretty good look at the livery job anyway. Although it's pretty boring when you look at it at the back, it's just red. So yeah, maybe Janel fancy just, and because it's still in DRS but not really close enough to go for a move. And Marquez not quite escaping DRS at Jacotex, so Jacotex will keep that one alive for as long as possible. Now, Kazizel is not using any ERS, nor is Medium Pilot. They're both saving in the same places, and they're both using on this lap basically the same. I mean, Medium Pilot's got a little bit more, but I mean, it's not really going to affect them at the end of the day, I don't think. Although Kazizel sliding through the last corner shows how the overheating is affecting him, and that might be why he isn't ever close enough in the last set. He always loses time there. Now, Kalkers. Looks like Janel had already got past Lickle. Kalkers will try and do the same thing. Lickle does have DRS though, so it will be an easy move. And into turn 1 the Haas driver is just going to have to stick behind Louis now into the points. So he's having a great race so far in the Red Bull. And thanks to Lickle, he may well catch up to the top 5 sooner than he thinks. He can actually just about see Jan up ahead there. So he's not looking too bad actually on the start. Onyx is the highest there. Look, of the medium runners. We've got Calker's turn running outside on Lickle, and that's not going to work. Marquez, 3-second time penalty for warnings, and Calkers taps the rear end of Lickle, not too much, but enough to just sort of unsettle the back end of the car. And that's wide, and surely Calkers has got away through on the inside, but that was a bit, well, a bit Michael Schumacher, Rubens Barrichello-esque, that one, wasn't it? Just Calkers got pushed right off, and was not being overtaken there, and that is another example of Lickle's stern defensive driving. But what that has done, as I said, Lou is going to be catching up to this quite quickly. There he is, right on the back of this. One of the fastest movers in the field, probably one of the fastest guys on track as well. He's on course, I think, to set one of his fast laps anyway. He was up in his first sector, and he has just set his fastest lap. Here comes Onyx. And looks like Calkers is also catching Lickle as well. Maybe he should have let some room for Calkers to have a go as well, but instead he's going to try and take both of them in one corner. And he will actually in turn 3, Onyx. Get the two of them. Brilliant driving there. He boxed in Calkers, left him nowhere to go, and has just mugged the two of them off. Lickle stays on the inside. He's desperate to keep this position. Louis now finds his way past on Calkers, and he may even find his way past Lickle as well, because he's going to be a bit wide. And Louis really getting stuck into the action here. He started right at the back. He's already made 10 spots. And as Lickle goes off the track, it's going to be another one gained. And finally, Lickle's tyres let him be going. He's sliding around like just mad. No one else is struggling as badly as he is, but now down to P12. I'm pretty sure he's just run out of steam there, and his tyres are absolutely boiling by the looks of it. Well, look at this. We've got a battle for P3 now. Marquez creating a bit of a train. Biggest corner cut I've ever seen in my entire life. Jaketex, Matt and Janel are all going to be on that one. And Onyx now has got Louis behind him, and you know Louis is going to want to get involved in that battle ahead. We know he's capable of it. Down towards turn 1. Where's he going to go? Outside. Going to use his TT line possibly. And yeah, through. We'll see Onyx though go for the alternate line, but it's stuck on the outside at turn 3. That doesn't work. So Louis makes another spot up, but then Onyx gets great drive. It's a bit like watching Hamilton versus Rosberg there, except they didn't crash at the end. Yellows in sector 1. Has there been an incident? I don't want to really cut off it, but there has. It's Cliffy off the track. So while one Red Bull's making some great progress, the other one is off the track and down in 16th, because Dizzle gets a 3-second time penalty in his fight for the lead, so that's not going to help him out too much. Probably give him more sort of motivation to get past, I think, more than anything else here. But let's see. As Louis goes on the inside of Onyx, should get this one done. Bit of wheel binding, because there always is, but Louis does get past. And now Onyx has sort of become a bit of a Lickle again there. He's sort of the head of a group which is all being bunched up behind him, and they're all ready to pass him. Now, looks like Jaketex has fallen out of DRS range of Marquez at the moment. Don't know if he did get it though. He may have got it still. He did actually, yes. That's why he closed up again. And Kazizzle, I just wonder if that penalty did give him a bit more motivation, knowing he has to get past now and make a gap. So we'll see what he does there. But Onyx stay close to Louis there. It's not like he let him get away. But I wonder if his chance is gone, really. Louis now got 4.7 seconds to catch Janel, Matt, Jaketex and Marquez, who are all very close together. I mean, I could call it a bit optimistic, but I think the way Louis has been driving today, I could see him still winning this race. Maybe a bit of strategy, a bit of an undercut. He could become a bit of a wild card in this race. Already up to P7. He's having a very good day indeed. Now, Jaketex. He's found himself sort of giving pressure, but also having to look behind him a bit because he knows that there's a car there. And I think pit stops are generally going to start in about 2 to 3 laps, I think. And you can see the pit stop window is open, in fact. but I think it's maybe a bit of a stretch to put mediums this far. I'm sure someone will try it, but certainly you need to be very good in your tire conservation to make them go as far as 23 laps. Got another person in the chat. What are they saying? Are they interested? No. There's a stern no there. Ah dear. You can't convince them all. Anyway, looks like Onyx is still actually piling the pressure on Louis, who is closing on Janel. So, you know, these two guys to sort of stay together, they could find themselves closing on to this top 3 battle at some point. But they're still looking very fast. It is hard to tell what's going to happen. I mean, Medium Pilot, he's never really been able to break the DRS. As Lickle sets the fastest lap on another set of softs. Sorry, I thought there for a second he's on that original set. I was about to question that a lot, but nah, different set. Different set. It's fine. So, the only thing that really I feel is keeping Jaketex ahead, quite frankly, is the DRS. I feel if he didn't have it, we'd see Matt getting past him, because I know Matt is very quick, and yeah, the issue with being in a bit of a DRS train is just no progress. You might as well just have no DRS. Oh my goodness, I was wondering if that was lag, and it is a bit of lag there on Marquez. If you see him jumping about, that is just a bit of lag. Don't panic, but he is slow. The lag isn't starting from being slow, or is it? I don't really know. Anyway, Jaketex closes up. Hopefully there's no lag which causes a crash. Louis go for that undercut I suggested earlier. And into turn 1, Marquez defends it quite harshly. But I just wonder if Jaketex is seeing what I'm seeing. Because if he is, you're not going to get past him, really. Because it's just good luck. I don't know if you might see what's happening there. Anyway, Cliffy. Now, Cliffy might well pass his teammate here. He does. Wrap it in the pits as well. So, I mean, for all the drivers for Louis to come out with Martin's team, it's probably the one he would have actually wanted, because if he catches him, and you know, what number is he? Let's do the math here. 1268. Matt passes Jaketex, but Jaketex might get him back again. Run the outside. I don't know. Turn 11, you're not going to get anywhere there. So Matt does get past, and Janel now to the back of Jaketex. So that looks more like it was a mistake from Jaketex though, than more just Matt just making a move, because it was done before turn 9. So he must have had a slide, like Lickle did in the chicane, and we're seeing, wow, freedom into the pits there. Matt leaving it right to the last second with his decision there. And that means Janel actually takes the lead, all the top 5 into the pits. Onyx, of course, was there as well, and be second. Anyway, let's see Medium Pilot. Does he get held up? No real issues there. Kazizzle still just a bite ahead of Marquez, and we've got Matt inside another car. Shouldn't be any issues though. And yeah, anyone changed position there? I don't think they did. I think they were all okay there. Although Kazizzle did seem to have a very slow stop, so Marquez is onto the back of him now. Medium Pilot, he's got 2 cars in between himself and Kazizzle, so that's worked out brilliantly for the McLaren driver. And Louis, in just 1 lap, has caught right up to this little battle. He's 1 second off. Looks like, obviously these mediums, I know myself that they just do not heat up very quickly, so if you've had 1 extra lap on these guys, it can seriously help you up quite a lot. So, he just gets a bit wrong though. He's onto the gravel there, and that may just halt his progress. This is the 1 lap where he needs to be making that progress count. Instead, he's throwing the advantage away. Jaketex, yeah. He'll be hitting, say, in the back of our cars. He can't pass, he just keeps falling down, unfortunately. Janel into the pits. I have a feeling he'll be falling right down the order, quite frankly. But let's see what happens. Marquez finds himself in the back. Kazizzle, like I said, don't really know what happened to Kazizzle. If he had to choose a front wing or something. Or maybe it was just really slow on the pit entry. I mean, we saw how aggressively others took it. Whatever happened, though, it does leave Marquez in a bit of a good situation here, if he can get past. Janel, I'm expecting to see him fall behind Louis. But we'll see. Let's have a look. Oh no, actually, he had a good in-lap. Okay. He's got Jaketex. He's actually jumped him. So that is surprising. Everyone else lost time to Louis, but Giano actually gained time to everyone else he was pitting. Doesn't mean he's going to stay ahead, though, of course. The warmer tyres for Jake Tex should mean it's an easy move. But we'll see. I said earlier, he's a guy that just... he can't pass. He just keeps losing places, and he's just lost another one. Oh, he tried. You give me, he tried. But, stuck behind another car that he couldn't pass. And he's going wide. I wonder if he's just losing a bit of patience there. Louis goes past. I can imagine that is a bit frustrating when you get jumped like that. But, yeah. Just got to keep a calm head. It's only lap 14. Give it plenty of time. I'm sure he will find some pace in there eventually. Now, we've got Lormans and Cliffy very close. And Marquez keeps cutting that last chicane. He will start getting more penalties for that. He already has one. And, yeah. Let's see, though. Does he get past Kazizel first time round? You can see ahead. I don't really know what just happened there, but I think Marquez did try to go for the inside line and had a bit of a Barrichello Schumacher done to him. 5 second stock go penalty, but does he get it done? Oh, no. Or does he? I don't know. He's lagging too much. Anyway, I was saying Cliffy got past there on Worms. It is, like I say, Marquez, when he's lagging this much, what can you do? Like, for all we know, that is what we saw on Marquez's screen. That could genuinely have been what was happening on his own screen. We just don't know. Either way, he is stuck behind, and I don't really know what's happening. Matt, though, he's probably getting a pretty nice view of it. Let's just have a look at what's going on there. Through turn 9. Will Marcus go for the move? I feel safer watching from back here. It doesn't feel like I'm going to get launched. And oh my goodness, ignore that. Marquez is just lagging and struggling a bit. It's a bit of an awkward situation. Don't really know what's going on there. Lickle 3 second time penalty. I think that's the second penalty of the day. Yellows actually, as Lickle does retire from the session, so he's done a rather miserable day. Comes to an early close at the halfway stage of this race. So my point I was trying to make before Marquez turned all kamikaze there was that Cliffy was passing Lormans, and Lormans may well fall into the pack. Being on older tyres, Marquez tries again on the inside line and makes some contact, does not get the move done. Start to get a bit impatient. There's Louis trying to go for the move on the inside of Jano. Should have a nice run out of turn 3. I think Jano may be forced to the outside there, but that can work for you still. Watching back from Jacotex. We'll just see these guys still side by side. Jano kept his nose in there. It means he gets the inside line, so he does get rewarded for it. But then a slower exit, potentially. I think they're more sort of even. He keeps getting the inside line. It will eventually help him, and there it does help him. Louis does not quite pass yet. By the way, I think on the last lap, Technique Gaming did actually take over the lead of this race, but since it isn't really the real battle here, I'm still watching these guys. I mean, you can see Kiski's close to Albert, but quite frankly, I don't want to cut off this. We really haven't cut off this the whole race. To be honest, it's been a great battle between all these guys. They even had the kind common courtesies. They're all pit at the same time, apart from Janet and Louis. But I mean, they're all still here. And Matt has a very big slide there. That's not going to help him right there. Because Kazizel has caught up to Lormans. Will he get past? No, not here, I don't think. And that's not good. That is not good. That means that Marquez is going to be licking his lips. He'll be seeing a good opportunity to get past. And yeah, you know, as if it wasn't bad enough that he's lagging, now we've got rev glitch on Marquez. It's just disaster in that car also. I don't know what the hell's going on with that car. Anyway, Kazizel actually did get a good run. I guess being on 12 lap younger tyres will help that. But we just get past Marquez though. Throws it up the inside, puts Lormans a bit off the track again there. So it was a move, but it wasn't exactly clean, if I'm honest, there from Marquez. And now Matt, let's see what he does to get past. He's stuck here in turn 9, but then Lormans is going to go a little bit wider. Matt's got a much better run and should get easily past. Janel and Louis will not get past yet. Although Janel will get close. He broke much later, had a bit of contact there. Louis fancies it on the outside of 11. And then switches through 12 to try and get the good exit. This will be some move he can make it work to the chicane or beforehand. Lormans should really piss and get out of these guys' way. You can see that Onyx has pitted. And Lormans does pit, and then Janel's been slowed down a little bit, and Louis hit the back. And I imagine Jacotech's probably had a bump in there too. And now we're going to go free abreast, I think, ladies and gentlemen. Have a look at this, down towards turn 1. We've got Louis on the outside. Jacotech's even further on the outside. And Janel tries to defend for all his might. Louis gets a penalty for going wide there. And he goes to switch back for turn 3. Really good driving there. He's going to have a good chance to get past into turn 4. So despite the penalty, we do see Louis get past. But now Janel has to try and switch back, but he gets on the curb too much. Slides about. Jacotech finally makes an overtake. And Janel, does he stay on the inside? He does, and he may get that back again. And so he doesn't make an overtake. Oh, it was so close. Oh, he's under the gravel as well. No. I was celebrating an overtake there for a second. Like Calcus may pass him. His teammate. Oh, man. They're really having a good go at it, though. Fair enough with these guys. No, Matt, he's sick to death at the back of that laggy machine called Marquez. And now, obviously, his thing from last season was threatening to throw his PlayStation out the window. He seems to have thrown the rulebook out the window. I keep noticing he keeps cutting the last chicane. I don't know if the lobby has been set to regular corner counting or not, but it must have been, because there's no way you can get through that many times and only get one penalty. He does finally get past on Kazizel, but I mean, he did it by cheating, quite frankly. No other way around that. He did just flat out cut the last chicane. Oh dear. And that thing about throwing places at the window, that may have been more me than him, but he mentioned it once, and I just had to keep it running because he kept botting, and Kazizel, rear lock up there, sends him sliding through turn 5 and turn 6 as well. Slower, but no cigar there for Matt. He almost hit the curb with his floors. I mean, it's just like he had no grip there. He had no turning. It's really weird, that. And yeah, they're starting to struggle already on these mediums, which is surprising because it's still got 14 laps to go at the end of this one. Which is concerning, actually, because they're all sliding around. Look at them. Overheating is really playing a factor by the looks of it. They're not having a good time at all. Technique Gaming, race leader, into the pits at last. Medium Pilot will take over once again. And Cliffian as well, so Marquez will take his second position now. But I mean, Medium Pilot is just down the road a little bit now. All that fighting has cost all these guys 5.5 seconds. So, yeah. No real progress being made. And there's Onyx making some moves. Onyx, how far is he off the leader this race? He's 11 seconds off, but he's only 6 seconds off second place, and I feel that could be a bit achievable, don't you? I mean, he's on these tires, he's looking nice and quick. He was pretty competitive even on the mediums, able to fight back against people attacking him on the faster compound. So we could see some magical driving here, and we could see Jacotech get overtaken again. Let's wait and see, shall we? So, it is lap 20. I believe we've all been in the pits now. Let's just make sure. Yes, everyone has been in the pits. Let's have a look at the position change then. So, Medium Pilot has kept it in the lead the whole race. He's had a nice easy time. Marquez has a penalty and he's been cheating, but he has made 4 positions. Kazizel has made none, surprisingly, for his grid split. He's had a pretty eventful day, anyway, after the first stint, at least. Matt made 4 as well, and Marcus finally gets another penalty. Louis, certainly the best drive so far, made 14 positions off the grid. Janel and Jacotech both down 2. Although there could be some battling going on here, I would hold off on that one just a second. So Onyx has made 3 positions, but once again that'll probably change. Chetney Gaming made 9, having a good race. He just passed Calkers, so he, along with Onyx, will be able to climb through the field. Calkers has lost 3 positions, Rafa 2, Zach has gained 1, Kiski lost 1, Alper stays in 14th for the whole race, Cliffy and Lawrence made 1, and then of course Lickle has lost 15, Leon 8, and TG Ollie 4. Now Matt is right on the back of Kazizel, and you'll probably be looking at getting past him. I mean, you don't normally get this close and then not go for it. I mean, it's 3 tenths. You don't see him as close as that. I don't think, anyway. It's only for the 4 or 5 tenths. If you get under the 4 tenths, it's like a magical little zone. Let's see what Onyx can do with it. Nothing. Okay. There goes my point out the window. But he'll get past. I mean, he should get these two maybe on the next lap. Maybe that's a bit ambitious, but with a car this quick, he should be flying through the field. You can see second, look, going for the last corner now. You can see his main target. This could be a McLaren 1-2 yet. And that would be frankly unbelievable. So, down towards turn 1. Onyx should have this one then. Jacotex stays in situation with Janel, which is all he really could hope for there, but Onyx does pass him and Jacotex loses another position. Cliffy sets the fastest out of the race, down in 15th. Don't see him really making much from there. Kiski penalty as well on there. But Janel, he's got a bit wide there onto the grass. I think Jacotex is making a move. Jacotex has made a move, ladies and gentlemen. He's done it. And Janel down to P8, championship leader. Don't know if he'll still be championship leader after this one. We'll have to work that out later on. But he's down in 8th and will become 9th in a moment, without any shadow of doubt, I think. Unless it's a crash, in which case he'll either fall further or just not anything happen. Anyway, Technic Gaming, ignore everything I just said. He has been overtaken. Down to P9 now in his Ferrari. And from the race win last week, he's just started to fall down the field, unfortunately, today. And Onyx, well, he's seeing that second place become a lot more large in his sights. He's now got he's got 11 laps, to pass. Let's see what he does. By the way, he's about a second on the fastest lap quicker than these guys. That sort of shows how good the new tyres are. Jacotex loses place to Technic Gaming, but that was always going to happen. Being on the better tyres. Looks like actually Rafa, by the way, is sort of challenging Zach, who's driving his old Ferrari. Remember, of course, Rafa was a Ferrari driver for a short period of time. I think he helped them to their first ever 1-2 of Season 5 as well. Him and Michael in Japan, I think that one was. Good day for the Ferrari team, that one. And Matt into the under the 4/10 gap. Ah, dear. Even though, because he's even onto the grass and the gravel, but I don't think Matt can get him. It feels a lot like Australia, this one, even though we've got the longer straights and more sort of overtake happy corners. I can see why people prefer this one as a test track. I personally do prefer this track just as a test track only, because the racing just doesn't. Yeah, you can be as close as you want the whole race. I mean, I don't think there's been any moment in the race where there's been any, gaps that have been over a second. As in, like, the whole field, there's always been someone within a second, I mean. But even though we have a massive long straight, the overtake just doesn't seem possible. But will it be possible this time? He's going to go for the exit of turn 2 to turn 3 here, Matt. But Casital just has that covered off, and the dirty air means that Matt is not going to be overtaking anytime soon. Not at least until turn 10, and we already know that's not going to happen. Onyx, he's now under pressure from Technic Gaming, and I don't know, his pace may already be going on these tyres. He doesn't really have to make much more to catch this fight for P3, but he probably should get there quickly, because it looks like Technic Gaming on the 2-lap pressure tyres is a much larger threat to him. Obviously, he was actually overtaken by Technic Gaming earlier in the race. Yeah, sector 2, by the way. Let's just have a little look and see who that is. That is Rafa, who's lost it in turn 8 on the exit, and he's duly retired from the session as well. So, yeah, must have did what Lickle did earlier, except actually spun ahead the wall this time. I mean, it was close, to be fair, to what Lickle did. And it looks like Lormans has broke his front wing on this lap as well. He's cruising back to the pits. So a few incidents there. Now Louis, this is close. 2/10 of a second into turn 1. Didn't look to have the straight line speed though. And Onyx and Technic Gaming have joined the party. But Onyx gets a penalty. That could be important later on. Marquez has actually got away from these people now. So yeah, this could be all-out war for P3. But in terms of P1 and P2, oh my goodness, massive slide for Kazizel. But no, in terms of P1 and P2, they could be clear for a while. And Lormans retires in the pits. So we're down to 14 then in this race. Rather atrocious. I don't think it's as atrocious as the first race of the season, but certainly still somewhat atrocious. And let's see, Louis. I mean, it doesn't get much closer than this. Issue is though, Matt has got the DRS as well. The DRS train means you can't really pass. This might as well be no one has DRS. That's basically the way it is. It's all neutral, all neutralised. Yeah, and in theory though, to be fair actually, Kazizel should be getting overtaken. He's doing a great defensive job. Although he is sliding a lot, he's like an ice skater. I don't quite know how he's managing this, but he is managing it. Now Louis, for the third time now, in a very close DRS zone. Will he do what Technic Gaming's about to do? To Onyx, on the inside, goes aside, but doesn't actually overtake him. I need an example to work from. If we're going to use an example, at least actually do it. Now, Jano looks like he's shaping up an overtake on Jake Tex as well. So even though Jake Tex did make a very rare move, he may end up getting that move undone. Looks like Kalker's trying to get past Zach now. He's into the points. You know, 1st and 5th in Australia to 9th and 10th in Spain, and that certainly doesn't look very secure at the moment. So yeah, or at least constructors could be changing a bit for Ferrari today. Now, surely Matt on the outside, he has to get a move done eventually, but he went for the outside in a corner where we've been going side by side like that. Isn't a great idea. There's contact off the track a little bit, and then they've made more contact. And Kazizel wasn't acting like a bit of an ice skater before, he is absolutely being thrown around the track now. He's slippy sliding everywhere. Look at him. He's going to be mugged absolutely, completely, totally. Down to P7 now. And we've got a massive train still. Louis now trying to battle Matt, who's got no DRS. Onyx, who's pulled away considerably from Technique Gaming, looking to have it be 2 McLarens on the podium today. Oh man. I mean, Kazizel's still sliding about. He's having contact with Technique Gaming. I don't think he was very happy with Technique Gaming's driving there, and I don't really blame him. He was sort of thrown off the track. It's sort of like watching Robot Wars, and you know the robots that have the little flippers that just flip the car off. It's almost like what that was. Anyway, that has created a pretty massive train now behind Kazizel again, except this time it's for all the way down to P11. So yeah, these guys are really going for it on the trains, aren't they? They're enjoying them. Onyx going for the move, and Janel going for the move on Jake Tex, while also trying to not crash into Technique Gaming. And this is a huge train. We've got 6 cars here. This is about as close as we've seen, I think, the whole race. Despite the fact we've had trains the whole race, this is probably the closest one. Because Kazizel at the front of it is sliding like a chippo. We cannot drive it. And, oh, nearly onto the grass. And this is going to be madness in towards turn 1. Here comes Technique Gaming. Here comes Janel on the inside. Really brave driving there. On the outside, Kazizel tries to hold on, but he just looks to have no grip left. It's a bit like watching Lickle earlier. Off the track he goes. Will he spin? Coming back on. It can happen. But luckily that didn't. I think Zach, though, had a moment as well. That's why he's fallen off there. I was expecting it to be sailing past as well, but didn't happen there. So surprisingly, actually, this race has flown by. 28 out of 33 now we're on. And, yes, still all to play for, really, when it comes to the podium. And when it comes to, did I just miss Louis' overtake? I think I did. I apologise. I think I missed Louis' overtake for Matt. Huh. Must have been out when one of these guys were going for it. Ah, well. Apologies for that. I genuinely hadn't even noticed that was going on. Anyway, Calkers. Let's not miss this one. As they head down towards turn 1. They're going to be close. Onyx is still on the back of Matt. He's still on the back of Louis. And they're really going for it. Still. Onyx on the inside. I mean, he any closer there and they would have been hitting each other. And I'm getting flashbacks of Hamilton Rosberg there, but Onyx doesn't crash. He gets it done. And Matt on the outside. He maybe looks to be losing a bit of tire grip. Onyx as well probably losing a bit of tire grip, but he does make it work. And I think Kazizel has just been shuffled down the order, but he's went back up the inside of the two Hasses and made contact with one of them. They're free abreast towards turn 6 and now turn 7. Who's coming out on top here? Jacotex on the outside. Calcus is already clear. And the two Hasses have successfully overtaken then Kazizel and gotten up into P8 and 9 respectively. Now it's Zach's turn. And he doesn't fancy it yet. He probably was actually late enough to go for it on the inside, but he decided not to. And even Cliffy's called to this. I mean, flip it out. I feel sorry to be Alper here, really, but he must just have nothing going on. He's only going to go with the fastest lap now. Ah, he's stuck in the pits as well. Oh, man. Yikes. Now, who do I watch? Because Onyx is super close. He's ahead still of Matt now. But really hoping to get that podium for the McLaren boys. Have a double podium. And Jagotex. He's started to overtake in this race now in the second half. He still wants to get past Kalkers, his own teammate. And we've still got Kiski all the way down in 12th. On the back of this train trying to go for the move. It's all still going on, no matter what position it's for. There's always something to look at. There's still penalties to deal with in this race. We could still see the order switch about a little bit as Cliffy gets a penalty. There's a lot to still be sorted out here. We may only have 3 laps left at the end of this one, but it will not be over until every single car has crossed the line. And yeah, does Kiski fancy another little look? Not quite, because Izzle is somehow holding on to P10. I don't know how he's doing it, but he is. I mean, it's a shame though, because I mean the whole of the first stint he was threatening to move for the lead. He was so close to it. He was within a second for basically the whole of the first stint. Now here he is, fighting just to try and keep it in the points. And if he loses one here, he will lose all of them. And Onyx is going for it. Here he goes. A bit of contact with Louis. Puts him onto the gravel. And on the outside of turn 3, it is a double McLaren podium at the moment right now. And I don't know what penalties are like, but I know Marquez has certainly got 2. Could we see a McLaren 1-2 still? I guess we'll have to wait and find out at the checker flag. I would check penalties now, but that's just a stupid idea. Kazizel falls down into 11th. He desperately tries to keep it on the track, but he falls into P13. And unfortunately for the Williams boys, they have fallen in to their natural habitat last. Ah, what a shame. Calkers gets a penalty as well, so he could still lose out to his teammate. And yeah, Kazizel with penalties as well. Oh, rub it in, why don't you, game? I mean, I know I'm rubbing it in pretty badly, but still. Medium pilot, this guy, he has been leading the whole race, you know, apart from when the Ultra Strategy drivers were ahead of him. He has been the man the whole race. He has been fantastic. 2 laps to go, and he is on course to taking a very well-deserved victory and a very dominant victory. He's 6 seconds clear of Marquez, and he did it effortlessly. He has seen a clear track ahead of him basically the whole race as well, quite frankly. He has been able to do it all in this race. I'm very impressed with his driving. He could really be on for a good season here if he keeps that form up. Kalker's ahead of Jacotech still. Still plenty to play for. And down to turn 4, not going to be quite close enough. Cliffy, I know he's got penalties, but he may still go for a move anyway. Apologies, I'm yawning. And yeah, Zach may even fall to points. I don't know if these guys will catch up to him or not, but he's got no DRS, a Ferrari driver, so he would be a bit under pressure. Anyway, 2 Haas boys. Kalkers looked to have been a bit slow up the hill. And Jaketex sees it's only lap 32. He has to make a move. He does make the move. And a little bit of contact from Calco as he tries to go for the exit there. And Jaketex does get through. But Medium Pilot now, ladies and gentlemen, has started the final lap of this race. While there is still battling going on, I do want to catch as much of this last lap as possible with our race winner. Issue is, I really can't. We've got a 5 cars for him. You know, I can't really miss this, but you know what? I will miss this. Let's watch Kiski and Cliffy, because I think they are the only ones that are going to change positions in this last lap. Let's see it, because this will lose the session, so both the Williams boys are going to end up ghosted. And oh my goodness, a bit of lag there. Cliffy into the back, but he does get through. And well, this is the man then. This is the man who, from the start of this race, really has looked dominant. He has looked like he was going to win this one from the very start. Kiski, I saw he was lagging a bit. He's now left as well. And yeah, just even from qualifying as well. Look at the position change, by the way, on the field. We'll go through that at the end as well. But even from qualifying, he looked brilliant. Got the pole and has led all the way from the start of this race. And now, only with 4 more little turns to go. There's one, and then a little left-right chicane. And Medium Pilot is going to take victory here for McLaren in the Spanish Grand Prix of Season 6. And it is a very dominant victory for good measure. Cesar Marquez finishes second, but he had a lot of penalties. Onyx to the line. Gets 4th in the end then. Matt takes second. Technique Gaming is 3rd. Louis 4th. And Onyx ends up in 5th. We got Janel 6th place. Marquez down in 7th at the end of the race. And we will confirm the rest of the results after the podium ceremony. So the penalties really did have a massive effect on the race result then. But there is the winner. He had no issues in his McLaren, which is a bit weird, and picks up his winner's trophy, celebrates. There's Matt in second. Good redemption for him for last week. And rather surprisingly, Technique Gaming finds himself on the podium in 3rd. And yeah, I mean, he'll take it, but I don't think he was expecting it. And yeah, 2 podiums in a row for the Finnish driver. Or, well, sorry, no, it wasn't actually. I think he was 4th last week. Still, 2 top 4 finishes in a row for the Finnish driver. So, let's quickly confirm the results then. Medium Pilot from Matt, Technique Gaming, Louis, Onyx, Janel, Marquez, Jaketex, Calkers, Zach, Cliffy, and then your retirements, Kiski, Kazizel, Albert, Lormans, Rafa, Lickle, Leon, and Ollie. And that is it. That has been the European Racing League Season 6, Round 2 at Spain. A very good race. I've been your commentator, Owen Wyatt. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next week. I don't know what race it is, but just you'll see me there. Safe travels, ladies and gentlemen.